so how can people become ex-vegans and what's going on? So it went down like a little bit into a rabbit hole
So our first speaker for tonight is going to be, she goes by her artist name Lolo Rii tonight, and she will talk about her carnivore experience. And I'm very grateful that you are coming here tonight and tell about your own experience about this kind of new and interesting topic that probably as well sparks some controversy now and then, but I think this is why we are here for, to be open-minded and discuss all sorts of topics and ideas that can get us forward, and being open-minded about it and supporting each other along the way. So Lolo, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you everyone for coming here and lending me your ear and showing interest in this topic. And yeah, disclaimer is I'm not experienced, I'm not a nutritionist. This is only based on my own experience and the research I've done for myself. I'm not giving health advice or encourage you to do something if you don't want to. So I really suggest everyone is doing their own research, and I can answer to questions after the presentation. And yeah, I will start out with why I even started the carnivore diet, and then move on to the reasons or what convinced me, and then I will tell you a little bit yeah, how my experience was actually. Okay. So why bacon, or why did I start carnivore? Because I didn't have anything. I was not looking for like a remedy. My health is okay, so I don't have like digestive issues or anything physical. Usually a story starts like I had problems with my skin, or I wanted to improve something. And I didn't have anything really I wanted to improve. I've been depressed during my adolescence, and I've just recovered like 1.5 years earlier from a very bad period. So I've put in a lot of mental work, and I thought I had figured everything out. So, but then I came across ex-vegan videos, and I was surprised. Well, I mean, veganism is very popular nowadays, and it's pushed in the media, so I was very confused. So how can people become ex-vegans, and what's going on? So it went down like a little bit into a rabbit hole, because I was so surprised what's wrong with veganism. I've been familiar with the ketogenic diet for 10 years already, but I've never followed it like completely. So I've been eating carbs, as you shouldn't do when you're on a ketogenic diet, for example. But yeah, I never wanted to exclude. I never wanted to become like a vegetarian or a vegan, but I thought maybe I should eat more plant food to be more lighter and to lift up my mood, to have more energy. So I was a little bit confused by these videos. So but it also made me somehow curious, because the host of this channel, he's also talking about eating raw meat, which is like very crazy nowadays. So who is eating raw meat? What the fuck? I'm sorry. So that's got me curious, and he said like raw meat is our natural food. We evolved to become humans only because we ate meat. And actually, if you go into nature, well, what is natural food for us? If you go to the forest, what would you find? You don't find like carrots and salads there and drizzle on some dressing and put on some seeds. So that's not natural food. If you go there into the forest, you would find maybe some berries and some bark or mushrooms, but it wouldn't satisfy you. You won't be like satisfied, and you could not really live life. You could survive, but you should at one point you become hungry and you will start to hunt, maybe, probably. So that's what just like kind of got rolling, and then I did more research. Some things just come up when you start research carnivore. And one study a doctor did in the early 1930s. So he did a study for 10 years. He had 900 cats, so it was over the course of 10 years with about 900 cats. And he divided all the cats in 3 groups. So first group was cat eating raw meat and raw milk. Second group was raw milk, cooked food. And the third group was cooked milk and cooked food. And Dr. Pottinger had to stop the study after the 3rd generation, because the 3rd group, where the cats were eating only cooked foods, were not able to reproduce. So, and the cats from the group and the 2nd group, like raw milk and cooked meat, they were still able to reproduce, but they already had very chronic ill, or they were showing a little bit of degeneration, and So I found this study very interesting, or this, it's a study. It's very interesting also, comparing it to the next 2 studies or doctors I will introduce to you. And let's start first with Dr. Weston Price. He is a dentist from America, and he was curious to know how the people survived without a dentist in the past. And he was just right at a good time. I have to check the year. Well, it must be something about the same time as Pottinger. So there was just this time that photography has become transportable, so easy to use, and you can travel around and take pictures. And then there was just this last window where these ancient folks or traditional living folks were still living in their natural habitat and eating a normal natural diet. So he traveled really from all over the world, from the North Pole to the South Pole, and going to these villages and town and seeing documenting how the people were living and what they were eating. And he found out that their vitamin content, for example, was much higher. They had 10 times more fat-soluble vitamins in their diet and 4 times more of the water-soluble vitamins in their diet, which are very important to absorb minerals, so their teeth are healthy. And what he figured out, that the people had straight teeth, beautiful faces, nothing deformed, or very nice proportions and straight teeth, and very little or minimal cavities. And there was also one very nice citat. What is this? A quote from Weston Price. He said he went to Löschenthal in Switzerland, and he said they have no doctors because they don't need it. They don't have police, and they don't have jail because they don't need it. So the people are very positive and very healthy and very positive, and living without doctors and without police, because they were just like, it wasn't necessary, and nowadays it's necessary. Well, something else he figured out, there was also like that within 1 or 2 generations, health had deteriorated. So these are 2 brothers, and I don't know if you can see it. So 2 brothers, and both on different diets. So this one, he has like cavities, he has lost already some teeth, and this is his brother. He has straight teeth. He is on still on this traditional diet, probably with like raw milk and lots of meat or normal meat, and he is enjoying the processed food like jams and white bread, or I don't know, sweet drinks probably. So, and here you can see a young child, and his jaw is already a little bit deformed, unfortunately. So it's very crucial for your development as a baby and as a human, as you grow, how your mother is nourished when she's carrying you as a child, and how you are nourished when you're brought up. So I think this teeth, it's just like, it's contributed to malnourishment. What is this? All right, very interesting. I could go on and on and on. All right, another doctor, and she's one of my favorites, or someone I can rely on at the most right now, and she's present, Dr. Natasha McCampbell-McBride, and she is a neurologist and nutritionalist. And yes, she has an autistic son, and she figured out that there was no like commercial or like normal medicine which could help her, and she started researching and came across nutrition and how nutrition could improve mental health. And she is all about the gaps. It's the gut psychology syndrome, gut and psychology syndrome. So the gut health is equally to your mental health. So, and this is something I can personally rely on a lot. I know one of my brothers, he is ADD, and myself, I've been always struggling with focus and also addiction, drug addiction, and depression and everything like this, like mental health. So it really resonated me what she is talking in her presentations about how the gut health is related to your mental health. And this topic is about the microbes in your gut which are digesting the food further and processing, and all these are like, there's bacteria in you. We only carry like 10 to 20% of the DNA we are carrying is human. So we are carrying around 80% of bacteria, parasites, and other microbes which are living on our skin and in our gut, and they are like very, very crucial to our mental health. The gut health is important as well, so your gut can absorb nutrients properly. So if your gut is not healthy, you cannot absorb nutrients, or there might be also, there might also something leak through your gut into your bloodstream and into your body if your gut is not healthy and not sealed. Next one. Another topic is on eating plants. Well, as you have seen with Dr. Weston Price and the traditional diets, plants are not excluded, but plants need to be prepared like processed before they are digestible or easier digestible for humans, so we can absorb some of the nutrients they are giving. On the other hand, plants are also living creatures and they want to survive. They need to make sure their offspring can live and they can survive and make sure their offspring will survive. And that's why plants also carry anti-nutrients and anti-nutrients. It was something I didn't know before. So anti-nutrients inhibit the absorption of actual nutrients, which are important for us. And I think the most common anti-nutrient we know today is gluten. So gluten interferes with the gut lining and just destroys your gut lining, and then makes it hard to absorb nutrients actually. Another one is lectins. Lectins is also another plant protein, and they interfere with the gut lining, and then they go into your blood system, and they also go onto your nervous system. So they can also be, they are often the reason for autoimmune illnesses, let's say. And phytic acid is found in seeds, and phytic acids, they make sure that the seed doesn't start to sprout too early before the seed is really in the ground, and then so they actually interfere very much with nutrient absorption. That's mainly. And if we just think what are seeds, they are everywhere. We have grains, nuts, seeds, legumes. That's all seeds, because a new plant can grow out of it. And oxalates are oxalate acid is salt, or it binds to calcium or magnesium in your body and forms crystals which accumulate in your body. Most common are kidney stones. So they are usually in leafy greens or dark cacao. So all these health superfoods contain actually a lot of these anti-nutrients, unfortunately. So this is another reason for me not to eat too many plants, or if any at all. This is just a little bit on the topic how growing plants is actually not very natural, and there could be a forest, there could be a pasture where other animals are living. So to say animal agriculture or eating less meat will save the planet is a little bit too narrow-minded. I think we should look also beyond what animals are actually doing for this earth and for our well-being. Animals have been around forever, and they are actually taking care of our topsoil and of our environment. On this pasture, there's so many organisms are living there, little creatures, birds, and that's just one thing that one argument against this common saying that meat is this, or cows are destroying this planet, which is actually not true. I mean, industrial farming and industrial livestock keeping is bad, and it's bad for the animals and it's bad for the environment, but not eating meat is not the solution. All right, so now we are going into my story a little bit. So as I was researching on this, I got curious, and I was like, okay, I really want to try this, because as I said, I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect a better mental health. I didn't expect to improve my digestion or to improve my skin, or I didn't even know what I can improve. So yeah, so I just thought I would just start with a few raw meals, with raw meat, steak tartare, easy, and few raw eggs, and yeah, that's it. And I was like, okay, I will do this maybe for 1 week, and then it's okay, and I would just see how it feels, because I wanted to challenge myself with this mental barrier we have, raw meat is not fit for consumption, but it tastes very good. The taste is very mild, and I like it cold, so it's refreshing, and the effect was instant. I think within 1 or 2 days I had such an incredible different feeling. I felt connected, I felt grounded, I felt calm. I was still groggy. I was in a keto flu. This is when your body is changing, when your microbes in your gut are changing to adjusting to the meat. And I don't recommend to just switch from eating no plants to eating raw meat just suddenly. I don't know if it's good. I did it and it worked, but it might not work for everyone. And so I had this keto flu for 1 month, and then it switched. So I became very energetic. I woke up every day at 4:30 for 1 month, so it was incredible. I was my mind was clear. I had energy. I was doing sport right after waking up, which is insane. And then no crushing throughout the day, and no mood swings. The realization going on this diet and realizing what I've missed my whole life is very traumatic. But still, there was something very exciting about it. So I think you're curious to know what I'm eating. Let's see. Oh, I can use this. Oh, yes, this is. I'm sorry, I've mixed up the diet, but the effects I've been feeling ever since are confidence, calmness, grounded, improved sleep. So I sleep 6 or 7 hours every day, and I'm positively and fully energized throughout the day. So I don't know if it's good that I'm only sleeping so less, that I'm not sleeping 8 hours, I don't know, but I feel good right now. Increased memory, so I have very good memory right now. Healing of the body is my hair is growing, my skin is nice and shiny, and my fingernails are growing. They're also very nice. So everything is healing. There's a feeling of healing for me. So, on what I'm eating. And I'm eating everything from the animal kingdom. I eat dairy, eggs, and meat. And I eat raw meat and I cook meat. I eat also some processed meat sometimes, and fish, of course, raw and cooked, and seafood. And I also eat honey, and I also eat vegetables sometimes. Like sometimes, not very much. In the summer, fruit is very, very good, very, very refreshing. So that's what I would find in nature, basically. Yeah, that's what we did also as early humans. In the summertime, we ate a lot of fruit and got fat, and we were in the sun, and we were storing vitamin D, for example, from the sun to survive the winter. And I think that, for me, it makes sense somehow. So you are making, like, you are producing or storing this vitamin D from the sun, but you also need some fat to store it in. So that's good. Yeah, I like to eat fermented foods like sauerkraut and sauerkraut or pickles, whatever. But I think it's very important not to be too narrow. And lately I've been also opening up more again to other foods, of course, like if I'm going out with my friends. So I don't want to interfere with the socialization and make everything difficult just by eating another diet. So that's good. I also like to drink coffee, and I also like to have some wine sometimes. It's okay. So it's good. This is a not very nice graphic, but it's also a little bit on what kind of stages there are for the keto or carnivore diet. So there's this very strict carnivore, which some people really like to do. There's only meat, salt, and water. And for some people this really works. That's the only thing they thrive on and they want to have. But then you can also be a little bit more relaxed and have some animal foods with herbs and spices, coffee, tea, and dairy, and also some milk and honey. Then the meat-based keto emphasis is on animal products, sometimes plant foods, and very, very few carbs. And the ketogenic diet is very popular, or a lot of people have heard of it, and it incorporates everything and excludes just grains. And just make sure you don't eat too many carbs, and that's it. There's meat, dairy, eggs, plants, fruits, and that's nuts and seeds and everything. So some people would say I'm a meat-based keto carnivore. Maybe that's just to show that there are different kinds of carnivore styles. Right, and this is how to start the carnivore diet. I think it's very important to do some research and to know what you want to achieve, maybe, or what you want to improve, or what you want to figure out or try. And then it's very good if you find like a support group, or you go to Instagram and or I don't know, Facebook and YouTube, and check out whatever fits you. I think that's very important. So everyone is very different, and I think men are looking for different things than women are, and then children, and I don't know if you have like digestive problems, you might want to look into this. If you want to improve your physical fitness, then you want to look more into these fitness carnivores. I don't know. Yeah. Listen to your body, trust your body. What I've learned or what I've experienced is that I'm really trying to listen to my body and ease in and figure things out and make adjustments. Like sometimes I like to fast. I've been fasting a lot in the past. But if I feel like it's too much, then I just stop and maybe have a few days with more food. Yeah, then there will be mental barriers. We have these mental mindsets, or what we are like brainwashed into also somehow. We have like, you need to eat fiber, you need to eat vegetables, and I've questioned that, and I think it's not necessary. It's okay, but it's not necessary I think. The another one could be also not eating enough fat, to be scared of eating fat, because we have been told not to eat fat for so many years and decades actually, that it's ingrained. So it's at some point, if you're eating a lot of meat, then it's too much protein, and then I had to start incorporating more fat, and then I was realizing, okay, I feel better eating more fat and a little bit less protein. But everyone needs to adjust, so everyone is really different in this too. And meat is nourishing. Meat has vitamins, minerals, and more probably than plants. Definitely more than plants, and more absorbable. What else? Okay, buy the best quality you can afford. You don't have to buy the most expensive, but just what you can afford right now and what you feel good with. And then always start to improve and look for other possibilities. There are these reko markets in Finland, for example, where you can order meat and eggs from local farmers around, and they are not much more expensive. And actually, it's same price probably, like store-bought meat. So if you're curious and you want to improve on that, that's good, and it's possible. That's important, because the better the animal is feeling, and if the animal is healthy, the better the quality of the food is. So it's very important. That's also why factory farm meat is not necessarily healthy. Just something to keep in mind. And then be aware of physical setbacks. So keto flu, you can feel tired, you feel like you have a flu, and you don't feel like it's not working. But maybe there could be also like other things, like you could start detoxing from these oxalate, for example, or maybe your stomach acid is not strong enough yet to digest meat. If you have been on a very high plant-based diet, your stomach acid maybe needs to improve, so you need to slowly add back in meat. And then you could still have like food intolerances you don't know, so they can also affect. And so be aware of these physical setbacks. They could also be it's not necessarily a sign that this diet is not working. It's maybe there are symptoms you are not expecting, and but the diet is working. Like maybe it's detoxing you, or maybe your body needs to adjust a little bit. But always be flexible and adjust when change is needed. That's what All right, that's it. Thank you.